started like that, or... But...
We're editing that out. Edit that out. That's in deleted scenes. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you can get
behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
I mean, that is one way how to make an entrance, and
I'll get my Dutch.
You know, you go big or go home. So honestly,
fuck that bullshit. We're sponsored by Dutch.
Shout out to our sponsor, Dutch Bros.
Shout out to our sponsor, Dutch Bros. Eventually. Anyway, welcome to our podcast. This is Justin's idea. He wanted to develop something new to the culture of Western Oregon, and I haven't seen a podcast posted anywhere, and let alone talk about some real shit. So we're going to talk about some real shit. But before we talk about real shit, Justin's going to be leading the way with the questions. Leading off with introductions. We'll go ahead and start off with Justin first. You have your questions and stuff lined up.
Yes, I got my questions lined up.
So we'll go ahead and give an introduction. Justin, you got the floor.
You know, I want to start off. My name's Justin McAllister here, freshman at Western Oregon University. You know, a little bit about myself is that I'm born and raised in Sacramento, California, from Cali. Made that 8.5-hour drive, 9-hour drive, defensive driving.
Hell no.
All the way from Cali.
Hell no.
You know, I didn't think that coming up here would be something new for me, honestly. I didn't think that I was going to be able to play football at the next level, especially D2, where Western's at. Beautiful spot. I love the surroundings around here. Not too far from the coast. You know, 30 minutes away to Salem, hour and a half to Portland. You know, wish it was a little bit closer, but you know, not too bad. You gotta know the right people. You know, honestly, it helps around here.
No doubt.
Born and raised from Sacramento. You know, 916 games. If you're out there, let me know. Kenny, you know, I know Kenny out there. Kenny's talking that 916 game also. You know, I'm a twin brother to Jack McAllister. I'm a twin, and I have a younger brother named Gavin. 3 years apart, and he was a sophomore this year at Delta High School, my old high school I used to go to, where I graduated last year as a senior. Father, Lloyd McAllister. Mother, Mary McAllister.
Damn, we putting the government out there? Like, we doing government, Dad.
I'm just putting stuff out there. But honestly, this is something that, again, like, I thought Western would have a podcast series, or at least a podcast series around here from students or from someone higher above. But, you know, I was like looking into it. I was like, well, no one really has a podcast. I was like, you know, it doesn't. And me and my dad growing up, we were like, man, we need to start a podcast about things. And obviously, it would have been funny we talk about certain things, what happened. But I feel like starting this now could, for sure, help some people out there at Western. You know, people for sure want to listen to what other people have to say, especially from the students' point of view on some things. And this is something that I basically came up a couple days ago. You know, I told Marcus, I was like, you know what, I need to start. I want to do something extra. You know, playing football here is definitely a big role, especially coming here as a student athlete. You know, student first. You gotta get your grades right and put that shit obviously out there. But, you know, I wanted something a little extra to do. And I feel like this podcast series, you know, could definitely help a lot. You know, we can have different people come in and talk about what they want and stuff. And that's what basically I kind of wanted to do, and hear what people's different point of views are on certain things. So that's why I wanted to start this today. That's basically what I gotta say.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, you know, what's going on? It's your boy Big Chubbs, a.k.a. Marcus Failla, you know what I'm saying? Out there in the streets. I know you seen that softball video, you know what I'm saying? Basketball video. I'm that guy. And now we're over here collabing with the McAllister, a.k.a. that nigga. Censor that out. Delete it. No, I'm here with my boy Justin, my boy Cooper. I met Justin in August during fall camp. We came here together for football. Fucking fall camp was rough, dude. That was some shit. I'm talking quarters the first week, people yakking. That was rough. And I was blessed to have met my boy Justin. And it's a great experience. And we've held this friendship over the whole football season. And obviously we had some patches where, you know, he would be on the football field a lot more. I tore my meniscus during football season. So That was a tough time during my life a little bit, but here we are now, back stronger than ever. And born and raised in Newark, California. So I know I say San Jose because a lot of people from Oregon don't know where San Jose is or Newark is. So I say San Jose. And so shout out to my Newark fam. If you don't know where Newark is, you should know where Fremont is. If you don't know where Fremont is, you know where Union City is. If you don't know where Union City is, go to San Jose. And if you motherfuckers don't know where San Jose is, I'm gonna say Frisco, San Francisco. Okay, we'll just do a big ass branch. I got two brothers, Christian, little boy Christian, little basketball star, and I got older brother Jason. He's out there doing his thing, making his money. Shout out to both of y'all. Mom and pops are back at home. I also have a sister, Jazzy. She out there she runs Ava Notice Productions. So if you need some newborn photos, whatever you need, you go ahead and reach out to her. I'll plug her in right here. Oh wait, fuck, right there at the bottom. I'll plug her right there. And I've been playing football since I was 6 years old, man. I've been playing football, and I've loved every single moment of it, and it landed me here. As far as why here, it's the only offer I had left after the transfer portal, and that's a conversation we can maybe have later, but we'll get into that later. But I'm here, I'm at Western, I'm loving it, and I feel like this podcast is going to be a great way to have our voices heard. Our voices need to be heard not only for a cultural change or a movement, but for an empowerment standpoint. First year's freshman class coming in, it's really important because it's a first impression. You start a whole new life. You're meeting new people. You're on a college campus now, fresh new faces. You're grown-ups now, so you're on your own. So you got to grow up quick. And now since we are freshmen, we got a sophomore here, but regardless, he's like a freshman. But regardless, being younger on campus and making big changes can be more powerful. You know what I'm saying? It has more leverage behind it. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we're going to go ahead and try and change the way things are around here, around Western, as far as from a demographic standpoint, for one, we want more diversity on campus. We want nicer facilities on campus. We want to have a winning culture for all of our sports teams on campus. And just to brighten up the energy on campus, man. Especially when, school's getting down on you, man. You just get tired. This is going to be a safe space to go ahead and take a listen, man. But enough about me. This is the only intro. I'm going to hand it to my boy Cooper over here, bro. Go ahead. You take that shit, yeah.
My name's Cooper Peters. I'm born and raised Elkton, Oregon, which nobody that's watching this probably has ever fucking heard of that. So if you know where Roseburg is, it's about 45 minutes from there. Elkton's a tiny town. So I usually just tell people Roseburg because I say Elkton and they say, where?
Yeah.
So easier to say it's near Roseburg. I've got two siblings, a brother and a sister, Camille and Carson. My sister's a senior this year. She's going to be going to Oregon State next year. My brother, he's 13. He's in 7th grade. He's a little athlete.
Okay.
Football, basketball, baseball. So, he does his thing there. He's going to be in high school soon. I graduated from Elkton High School, and then last year I went to Treasure Valley Community College, and I played baseball there. I played baseball my whole life until last year, and it was far away from home, 8 hours from home, and didn't really make a lot of super close friends there, and then decided to transfer here to Western to kind of get a new start, and I've made some really good friends here, and I kind of, even though I am a sophomore, I feel like I'm a freshman here because it was just a whole new world. It was like starting college all over again. But I've made some really good friends here, Justin and Marcus. I met Marcus. The first week I was here, I met Marcus. And the first interaction I ever had with Marcus, I walked into the bathroom to use the bathroom, and I heard music coming out of the bathroom, blasting. And I didn't know how it was if there was going to be music playing or if we had to keep it quiet. And that's the first time I met Marcus playing Big Papa in the bathroom.
Oh, my God.
And
that's one way to get it done. You got to know who the Papa is.
Everybody knows that's my song, bro. Oh,
yeah,
God.
I think anyone who knows Marcus would know that's his anthem.
It's
that's
my
Marcus's
anthem.
song.
It's a real play anthem, bro. On some shit.
But, yeah, man. So I've known Marcus pretty much all year. I met Justin not very long ago. I have these conversations, so.
Yes, sir. This is going to be great.
For sure.
Now it's question time, bro. It's question time. Let's get into some deep shit.
Yep.
Hit us with the question. Get it now.
What made you guys come to Western? I know you guys kind of already talked about it, but for me, again, I wanted to play football at the next level. And for me, honestly, by January, I kind of made the decision that I was going to go the JUCO route. You know, save the money, go to local JUCOs that are actually pretty talented around me. American River College, Sac City also, and I was just kind of like that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to compete and go up from JUCO. But thank God, I get a text from my head coach from football on a Sunday afternoon saying that there's a coach from Western Oregon University that wants to talk to you on Monday. I was like, Western Oregon? Where's that at? Like, what? I'm like, there's a Western Oregon? And so I talked to Jason Sloaney on Monday, came up to my school, and, you know, after him talking to me about Western, I kind of felt like I kind of needed to go check this place out because he made it like seem like it's a very magical, like it's a magical place here after being here, but like he sold me coming here. And honestly, after having that conversation, I was like, you know what, this is what I need to do. And so thank you for Western for putting me on a scholarship here to come play football. I really do appreciate that. And that's the reason why I come up here to Western. So,
do you ever regret not taking that JUCO route?
I mean, for the money wise, probably. You know, everybody kind of feels that way. But I kind of like told myself that I wanted to get out of Sacramento. Like I've been up and down Cali. I want to go somewhere new. And you know, I was like, maybe I can go after JUCO and go figure this stuff out. And I was like, you know what? Right now is the time. Like, I need to go to Oregon. And, you know, my friends back home were telling me, man, it always rains there. Man, the rain here, the weather here sucks. And honestly, it does suck. I'm not lying, bro. It's like raining like 7 days in a row. I'm like, what is this, bro?
I ain't see the sun, like once a month, bro? Once.
They're like, man, it gets cold. I'm like, cold, man. I'm in Cali. I'm like, at first I was like, man, 55 kind of chilly outside. Gotta put a sweatshirt on. No, it gets down to like 20 degrees. I was like, yeah, that's cold, bro.
Bro, I leave drinks on my windowsill and that shit's still fucking chilly, bro. On some real shit.
I remember my first time running outside in the cold for practice in the morning. I was like, nah, bro, this ain't it, bro. Why am I out here, bro? Like what is this? Like, but honestly, I'm kind of glad that I made this decision to come out here. Like, I need to expand myself, and you know, I always wanted to travel to different states, and I felt like this was a great opportunity for me.
What are you studying?
That's a later question.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah,
my bad. Jumping the gun. All right. Western Oregon. Why did I choose it? Like I said earlier, it's all I had left, bro. You know, my junior and senior years of high school football, it was the time to fucking grind. Like when you got to junior year, it's like college is looking at you. It's time to move. And then by senior year, I mean, I had a couple offers. I was blessed to receive my first offer to Dartmouth, Ivy League school. They don't offer athletic scholarships. They offer academic scholarships. So, you know, and then you got to uphold your Ivy League standards. Mind you, I had a 3.4 weighted, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they wanted me to have like 1250, 1300 SATs, high 30s ACTs, you know, it's like not something that I can't do, but it was something that I had not previously accomplished before then. So, you know, granted, if they were going to give me academic scholarship, it probably wouldn't be as much. Let alone give me $30,000 for like a $60,000-$70,000 tuition school out of state. You know what I'm saying? That's a new fucking New Hampshire. My bad. Should we cuss or not cuss?
I mean,
fuck it. Sidetrack. Do we keep it professional or we keep it real?
Every once in a while. This is not, you know,
okay,
every sentence
enough.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's go back to it. Anyway.
I did earlier.
He's going to be parents listening to this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll edit that out
apologies,
later.
Parents.
Apologies, parents.
Yeah.
Well, we going to keep it real. Had offered at Dartmouth College. I was getting looked at by San Jose State. I was getting interest from Fresno State, interest from Columbia. I had another offer to New Mexico Highlands. And then I had an offer here to Western. It was funny. I was on my way back to campus from a band performance, and I had nothing going on that day. And I get a random text from also Jason Slowey, Coach Slowey. Shout out to him. He's going to be going to Sac State too for his new profession. I'm very happy for him. You know, Hometown for him.
You know,
Yep.
For me. So.
And he texts me. He goes, "Hey, are you on campus right now?" I was like, "No. What's going on?" He's like, "Well, there's a coach on campus. We would love to get in contact and talk to you, but Coach Machado told you, or told me that all of our guys are D1 prospects." And that was like a choice. It's like I could either just completely blow it off or actually see what's there to offer. And all coaches know coaches. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. All coaches know coaches. D3s know D1s. NAIs know D2s. They all know each other. Networking. So I said, no, let me talk to you. I want to see what it's about. That's when I met Coach Joe. We had a conversation, got an offer right there, and then I held on to that offer, and then I got to a point where it's like, man, all the offers I had got pulled. This transfer portal stuff was taking up scholarship spots really quick. So when Western still had my offer, I was going to go JUCO route too, as you say. Some powerful ones was CSM was a big one. Also got looks from Foothill as well. There's some big guys at Foothill too. Maya Musika's a very good one. Y'all are sleeping on him a lot. Prospects, I'm telling you, Maya's a good one. But I said, you know what? It's a God-given opportunity. I'd rather play for a D2 than fight at a JUCO. So I committed to Western Oregon, and I love it so far. The only thing about it is just the weather, and it fucking rains every day. I haven't seen the sun. It's so cloudy, bro. I look up, I can't even see the moon. We had this conversation earlier. I ain't even see the moon, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, because at home, like, I could be laying down and be looking outside my window and be like, yeah, the moon's right there.
Right
man.
there.
The moon looks great. But here it's like, is that cloud darker than the other one? Don't tell me it's about to rain.
It's about to rain. Like, we just had it rain earlier today. Look at weather. It's 100% chance. Oh, bro, you can't escape the shit, bro. And there's no taxes. Like federal tax here, or not federal tax. Is it federal tax? I don't know the difference. Sales tax. There we go. No sales tax. Rent is cheap.
I appreciate that.
Oh, rent is cheap. No sales tax. I can
go to the store here, get bag of chips for $2, and it's $2.
It's $2
versus me going back home. They say it's $2. Then they go type it into the computer. Comes out as like $3.30. I'm like, yo, what? but where we go to $3.30 to $2? Like, what is this?
Oh God, bro, that's some BS, bro. So I love Oregon for that. Houses out here $1,500 for like 5-bed, 4-bath, whatever you want. And you split it with your homies, and that's like, depending on how many, it could be $500 per month with amenities. Fucking amazing. But short story. That's going on Coopers.
Well, like I said earlier, I went the JUCO route last year at Treasure Valley, and like I said, I didn't make a lot of close friends. Didn't really like it much over there, and I was debating all summer what I wanted to do. If I wanted to stay there, if I wanted to go somewhere else, and I love baseball. I played my whole life, so it was a hard decision. But and then I decided to come here to Western and not play baseball this year. But I've been so happy this year. It's been great here. These guys aren't used to living in Oregon, the Oregon life. I've lived in Oregon my whole life, so this is just how I grew up, the weather, and so I'm used to it. But I like the campus, man. It's a smaller feel. The town's small, which is I like that because I'm from a small town, so it's like a good transition to college. So it's been really nice. But yeah, my ultimate goal is to, play baseball again here, hopefully. But for this year, we're just focusing on academics, staying in shape in the gym, and doing what I can. But yeah, I love it here at Western. It's a good school actually. So.
You going to go walk on Western next year or what?
You going to walk on or what?
That's the plan. I want to. Yeah.
You're going to walk on?
I'm going to try to.
Oh, shit.
I heard when I came up here right now, Western got a very good baseball program.
They do. They have like one of the top baseball programs in the GNAC. I think they're preseason like number 3 this year. They have like a good history of like their program's always been solid. And I've known that, and it's like this is a school that growing up was like kind of a top 3 schools. Like if I could play, at a school, that's like I would love to play here. I know they have a good coaching staff, and they've had a solid program, and it would be great to play here. And so I'm just doing what I can for right now, staying in shape and just hoping to get my opportunity next year.
Oh yeah.
I know I got a question about it since you said that you went to JUCO. Was it something like you expected, or was it like something like you didn't know really what you were like getting into?
I would say it was a little different than I expected. You know, I think you kind of like expect it to be a higher level competition because it is. But the crazy thing about JUCO is that you just have such a diverse group of guys on a team because you have guys that, you know, they're coming straight out of high school and this is their first year in college, like you guys, that would be at a JUCO. But then there's guys that we had a couple guys on my team last year that were D1 and then didn't, you know, went a year D1, didn't really do well, went to JUCO. And then you have transfers, that guys that have been playing for 2-3 years. And so it's very, at a JUCO level, it's hard to compete because you have to work hard because there's guys that have way more experience than you, and you just kind of have to, you know, outwork them, and you can't, like, especially as a student athlete, it's just as much work as, you know, going to school here as a student athlete because your schedule, like practice schedule, it's 6 days a week you're practicing, lifting weights, and you have to stay on top of stuff, and especially at JUCO because everybody that's there, everyone wants to do is move to the next level. They want to get out of JUCO in 2 years. And so you just have to kind of fight and wait to get your opportunity and do the most with it, really.
Yeah.
So did you get your opportunity or what? What happened with that?
So last year I came in as a true freshman. Because of COVID, we had a lot of guys that had been playing for 2-3 years or they had transferred, but since COVID happened for those 2 years, they had the eligibility did not count those 2 years.
Yeah,
so they were still considered freshmen,
okay.
And so they had they could play at least 2 years there, and then we also had guys that have been playing there for 2 years, 3 years, and so like a lot of older guys. And coming from a town like that I came from, it was so hard to get that level of competition before I got to college. And that was probably the biggest shock, was just because I'm from a small town, not that good at sports, and like going to a place like that, I didn't have the opportunity growing up to like play travel ball, you know, or have access to really any facilities. I would just have to do stuff on my own. And so last year I came in and it was a high level, and I took a red shirt last year because when I sat down and talked with my coach in the fall, I wasn't going to get much playing time just because I was young and I hadn't had that experience in high school. And so that's why I took my red shirt, because I decided to just save my year of eligibility. No matter, you know, if I stay there or go somewhere else, I'll still have my 4 years to play. So that's what happened last year, and then it just didn't seem like a good fit for this year, so that's why I came here.
What position you used to play?
I was shortstop, third base, and then
I
I pitched a little bit, but that wasn't really. I was position player mainly.
Okay. Next question would be, what is your major and what made you want to pick that? So
who going first?
I mean, I already know. Like, if you want to go first, you're cool. You can go first.
No. It's all you did. You go off that shit, bro.
My major is exercise science. You know, growing up, I didn't really know like what I wanted to do until my senior year. And my counselor, I had to sit down with my counselor. They're like, you gotta, if you want to go to college, you gotta like have an idea what you want to do in college, and you don't gotta pick it right now, but you have to like someone give us an idea of like what you want to do and stuff. And I like thought about it, I was like, because all my friends are like going into business or computer science, and I was like, that for me honestly would be like, I didn't really want to do that. Like, I didn't want to be like one of those kids that be like, go to business and then not use business as your degree when you grow up, because I know that's happened to many other people where they use their degree, they wanted to become something, and then after college they just never used it, or they just changed their career path.
Right.
And with me, I always seemed as like a second opportunity. So the reason why I picked exercise science is because I knew growing up I was that kid, I'd be like, man, I'm gonna make the league one day. And like honestly right now, like my dreams, I'm still focused on that, and my focus is to get what I need to do and somehow make it there. And so But I told myself I need to have a backup plan. At first I was like, nah man, there ain't no backup plan. This is gonna be the only option. And so I was like, nah man, there needs to be a backup plan. Mm-hmm. I was looking at the statistics of how many people go from high school to college and then to college to the NFL or some type of pro.
It just
shrinks. It jumps. And I'm not saying it jumps from college to pro. It jumps even from high school to freaking college, even at JUCO. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, like this is like crazy how many like people like still want to play college but they just can't because they just don't have an opportunity, or they just like quit on it, or they're just like, it's just not for me anymore. And so exercise science, you know, I thought it could be a second opportunity for me. If I don't make it to the league, I want to become like a physical trainer on the sideline for like an NFL team or some type of like sports team, so I can stay around sports and enjoy like really what I want to enjoy, versus me like going into like a business job or getting a 9 to 5 sitting in the office all day. You know, that's just not what I want to do. And honestly, the physical trainer, I hope it pays out in the way that in the long run. And honestly, that's just something that I can enjoy seeing myself doing. And that's the reason why I picked exercise science.
So it's funny you say that about the business shit, because I have like a genuine question. I always run into a couple of students, and you know, we're first meeting people and they're like, "What's your major?" Well, I guess since I'm talking, I'm a computer science major. I'm gonna go into comp sci. This is my plan B for the NFL, because I would love to play in the league, man. But for computer science, I just see it as that's where the world is going. I mean, honestly, I always tell everybody when I tell my major, my prediction is that, you know, like a cashier won't be a physical job anymore within the next 5 years. I mean, cars are already driving themselves. There's already stores that don't have cashiers, like Amazon Fresh. You go in, you grab shit off the shelf, throw it in your cart, and the cart scans the item you throw in the fucking cart.
That amazes me.
Yeah.
Like, that really does amaze me, how technology over the years has really just grown.
Keep going, you're good. Just keep talking.
That has like grown in that like situation, because like the first time I saw that I was like, nah bro, this ain't for real. Like, where's the person? Yeah. And so, but honestly looking at it, I was like, damn, like for technology to grow in the next 5 years, cashiers really won't be a job. Mm-hmm. So,
but like the reason why I wanted to touch on that is because when they ask me what my major is and I tell them I'm a computer science major, and it's like, they'll always be like, "Oh, so you must be smart, huh?" And I'm like, so what does that imply? So it's like, and then there's also that stigma when you're talking about like, oh, people use a business major, but they don't do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? So how would you feel? Like, then there's this stigma saying with business majors, and now on this campus specifically, you got exercise science because it's a lot of people fucking take it. We have a whole club for it because so many people take it. There was a whole giant group on campus with their health and exercise science bags. And there's this like negative stigma saying like, you know, this is your easy cop out. Like, you got to go to school for something. So it's probably business and exercise science. And the moment you say that, there's like a negative connotation, like, oh, you must be dumb. Or like, this is like an easy cop out. And, you know, you being an exercise science major, like, how does that really has that really affected you in any way? Or no?
I don't think so, honestly. Like, I didn't realize like how big it was until I came here. Mm-hmm. And like before I came here, I looked into like exercise science, because most colleges it would be exercise science or kinesiology. Yeah. And at first kinesiology was my first option. You know, you get a wide, like with business, you get a wide area of what you want to do with it. But I was kind of like, I was upset. I was like disappointed that they didn't have kinesiology here. And so I picked exercise science was the next option with the major. But honestly, no, like, I just didn't realize how big it was here until like I came here, and we had like 2 or 3 tours about the exercise science clubs and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, that's like, it's really going to turn into something big, I feel like.
Yeah, no doubt. And then we move over to Mr. Peters over here.
My major is physical education. Last year I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and I was just kind of figuring it out as I go. And I was in education kind of last year. That's what classes I was taking. And then I decided this year I wanted to do physical education. My mom's a teacher that made me want to go into education, and I chose physical education just because I want to stay around, I want to stay around sports any way I can, and just I enjoy going to the gym every day, and I think that'd be a really cool thing to teach, and I like working with kids, and so I think that would be fun. I didn't expect it to be so, because a physical education major is very similar to the exercise science major. The only difference is I have to take education classes as well, but a lot of my classes are the exercise science classes that those majors have to take, which is actually interesting. But it's kind of cool because I feel like by taking those classes, it kind of just broadens what I can do, because yes, could go into education, but I think with that I could also do like a trainer or anything kind of like that in the exercise science field, and I want to be a coach one day while I'm doing teaching too, and I think it's just cool that degree has such like a broad spectrum of things that I could do as well, even though it's like a more specific degree.
No. Speaking on kids, bro. You just hit the next question, bro. Hit that shit, bro.
How has the first semester been for you? Has it been going like what you expected or something different? I'll let one of you guys start first this question. Or answer first.
How has it gone? Is it different than what I expected? Are we going to talk about fall term and this term, or just fall term specifically?
We can talk about fall term. We're still going through this term.
Fuck, man. Fall term. I know fall term was like, oh shit, we're coming, school's finally starting. This ain't high school no more. Luckily for me, I was blessed to go to Valley Christian High School. That's a private, Christian college preparatory school. And they would always put me to work. I mean, hard AP classes even taken through high school, mainly computer science programming classes for my major. That got me credits for college. And given the amount of workflow that came through that school, it just made college easier. It's cool about the one thing about college that I love, that I'm pretty sure maybe a lot of high school students have heard from their older siblings or from older college friends, is that they give you a lot of freedom. Like, independence is the biggest trait about college one of the biggest that I would say, because you have the option. You're not forced to do anything, if that makes sense. You technically, when you enroll yourself into college, you have like this obligation that you're gonna get your degree, you're gonna go to your classes, and you're gonna get your work done, and you're gonna do it all on time and get good grades. But no one's on your ass to make sure you do that. Like, you are your own boss. You got to be responsible and get your shit done. Because if you don't, the teacher's not really gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Sometimes they will. I was blessed to have cool professors where they'll check up on you and they'll email you like, hey, you're missing a couple assignments. What's going on? Are you okay? Do you need help? Come to my office hours. But a lot of professors, like especially at big college campuses like OSU, their classrooms are huge. I mean, I'm talking 100, 200 seats per auditorium type stuff. And we're blessed to have a campus where it's very small. We're talking like maybe 14-1 student to teacher ratio, if that, maybe less or a little bit more. And they know me by name. They know me by Marcus, not student in third class of the day, And I would say it's a lot easier because I'm able to get my work done and have fun and enjoy my free time and do stuff like this at the same time. Just a little snippet. What about you, Coopster?
I mean, this wasn't my first term, so I kind of like... It was different than the JUCO classes. It was a little different. The size was similar, which was actually really nice. Kind of a good transition from the two different levels of school. But fall term was... My fall term was not bad. It was tough, but I definitely say this winter term I'm in now is a lot harder, but I mean, like Marcus said, that's the biggest thing about college, the difference between high school and college. Like, coming from just, I didn't go to a private school. And so, but in high school, you kind of have, like, you get time in your class and you're working on your stuff in class most of the time. It's not really homework stuff. But college, it's just, you need to, like, pay attention and listen to what the professor's saying, because that's all they're going to do is talk to you. And then, you get released and you have to do everything on your own. So if you don't understand something and you're having trouble, you have to you have to be the one to reach out and to somebody to get help, whether that's a tutor, your professor, or like a friend that you have in the class. But you have to. It's on you to get it done. And it's not like when you're at home and you have mom telling you get up, time to go to school. Like you have to be able to get up and go to class every day and be responsible enough to do that because there's no one telling you to do it. It's just you. You have to be able to motivate yourself to get up and go to class every day and to get your homework done on time and, work hard and put time in at the library. Like, nobody really likes going to the library, but you have to do it to get it done. You have to get in there and study and get your homework done because if you don't manage your time well, it'll get crazy, and then you'll get, and once you get behind on assignments,
bro, good luck.
It's so hard to catch up. You have to stay on top.
Nah, college ain't the place to be doing that, bro. This ain't no comeback of the year, bro. That ain't happening. No. That's not happening, bro.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hell no. What about you?
For me, I mean, I came from a very small high school. I mean, we're talking about like 150 kids through freshman through 12th grade.
Damn.
But where my high school was located, it was kind of like on outside of Sacramento, 15 minutes, a little bit south, and out in the country, a bunch of vineyards out there. So, but like when I came here, it reminded me a lot of my high school, of like the class size and like you were talking about the professors, like actually knowing your name, because I know in high school everybody told us, man, the professors won't care who you are. They won't know your name by first name. They would just go on and just teach the class. Well, come to here, I kind of like agree. Like when you go to a bigger university, like OSU, Oregon, and it's like they won't really know who you are. Like you really have to go out your way out of 250 kids in a classroom versus classrooms here are like 20, 25, maybe 30, but
on a good day.
Yeah, in a big class.
I haven't been in a class with 30 kids. The most I had was probably like around the 20-ish kids mark.
Yeah.
And like, especially like coming here, it's just like in high school, everybody knew who you were, and like coming here, professors, they were like, so Justin, like how you doing all this homework and stuff like that, and I was like, oh. Like, was expecting that because what I was told was that they won't, like, know your first name. I was like,
right.
Oh, man, this is different. But, my first semester it was interesting. I took classes that wasn't really for my majors, for my general ed. And I was like, at first, like, I liked it. I liked the college life and also playing football at the time. Football during football season. I was like, this is something that I like and I want to carry on with this stuff. Because I know with some people, when they have school going on, man, school can get overwhelming with projects, group projects, presentations, homework, and when teachers like, no, you got to study for this whole class, you got to study like at least like 3 to 4 hours a night. It's like, I'm like, at first I was like, nah, bro, that ain't true. But like honestly, when I took those classes last semester, you really are studying for. And this is like 3 or 4 hours for one class. This isn't just for all your classes you're taking or credits. This is for one class. You gotta get this assignment done. If it's reading or if it's a paper that you gotta type and stuff like that. But this fall term was like a reality. It was like a reality check for me. But honestly, like I liked my fall term. It was chill. Nothing really to worry about.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Okay, out of the way. Fix this BS.
we kind of. Oh my bad, go.
No, you're good.
Alright, so we kind of gonna switch the topic a little bit. I kind of wanted to put like info and like how are like us doing to it, and now it's kind of like gonna switch to like the sports side. We kind of switch back and forth to it. Okay. I kind of put this question in there as a funny one because I know what my answer would be. I was kind of interested in what Marcus would say and Cooper. But the next question would be, if you had to play a sport in college, like we're not playing, so it would be like not football for us. If we had to play another sport in college, what would you see yourself playing?
Fuck.
And would you see yourself like starting, or would you see yourself like starting from the bottom and trying to grind all the way back up? So I'll let you guys think about it for a minute.
Fuck. Well, you answer then. You go.
For me, I was a very athletic kid growing up. I played freshman year I started playing football, but my whole life I was playing basketball, soccer, freaking baseball. I was in love with baseball growing up, and baseball was my sport until I met football. And for me, honestly, I think I would play. I'll try to walk on here and play baseball. You know, that was a thought for me because I was like, well, baseball and football are in 2 different seasons, and that was a thought where I was like, you know, maybe I could like go walk on and go see like what I could do because you know, baseball I very do love, and I used to work at a professional baseball park as my last job, and honestly, like I could see myself playing here. Starting, probably not. You know, I'll be riding that bench, you know, trying to work my way up, you know. But, like, who doesn't want a 6'7" dude at first base, though? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, I probably won't see myself starting. You know, probably DH here and there. You know, hitting's definitely something I got to improve on from going from high school, throwing around 70 miles per hour, to college, topping out at, like, 90-something.
Shit.
So, but that's for me. What about you?
Oh, hell, bro. Dude, bro, what do we even got here? Well, does it... Okay, let me ask you this. Should we include intramural or not intramural?
I'll include that.
Include intramural?
Yeah. Then
probably rugby. You know, because it's the closest thing to football. You know? It's like it just minus the pads.
That's
a
lot of running, though.
Fuck that. You ain't gonna see my ass running, bro. Nah, because this year they had me pulling, bro. Oh, my God. I had to pull. And then when I put my first college game, we played Lincoln University, I had to pull like 3 times in a row in a run series. It was a run heavy, and I pulled 3 times. So I'm like, back on the line. They're like, Tampa! It's like, go! And we're on to take off and pull. I guess rugby's a cop-out. Honestly, though, before high school football, it was basketball. Believe it or not, I was that kid who played middle school and elementary school basketball. I played AAU basketball.
Oh no, not the AAU.
And I played the AAU basketball. That was me. I was the kid who was too damn big for the jersey, so they gave me a T-shirt. I was too big for a jersey. Bro, elementary school, bro, we had a basketball team. Everyone had the jersey with the little Lincoln. We were the Lincoln Leopards. I went to Lincoln Elementary School. Lincoln Leopards. They had a little leopard. Had the number said Lincoln. The one nice teacher, Miss Kim. She we were trying on the jerseys. None of them freaking fit. Mind you, in 5th grade, I'm 5'8", 220. In 5th grade, it's on my ID. About that unlimited weight football. They're like, let me see that birth certificate real quick. Ain't no way in 6th grade. Let me see that birth certificate. So I'm like, okay. So they gave me a shirt that just said Beast Mode. That was my jersey. So when I played basketball, I was the big 5. Coach was like, you're the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It wasn't point guard, small. No, 1 through 5. I was big 5. I was right there with the shirt. Hey, we dropping double-doubles, though. No cap. I was moving with the hezzy. Got the little fadeaway. Got the layups. That was me.
You shoot from deep like Curry? Or
hell no, I ain't shooting no deep like Curry. I barely get lucky if I hit a John Morant or something, bro. Fucking I played basketball, and then I had to put all my energy into one sport, and it was one of those things where basketball was the cardio to keep in shape, and then football was your strength.
Yeah.
And I wanted to pour my effort into football because that's what I'm going to college for, and obviously I grew a lot, I got a lot bigger, and basketball's a whole lot of running, and I just hated the running part, but I love to do the shimmy yimmy yams, and. I would probably see myself doing it. As far as starting, hell no. I'm like the average height now for the basketball. You look at our basketball team, we got people hella tall. 6'5" is average.
No, they make me kind of like...
That's what I'm saying. You 6'7".
They make me kind of... I got to run the point guard position.
Right. Like, you 6'7", about to run point guard, and I'm 6'4", about to be on the bench. Or I'm about to be on the bench. But, yeah, let's see what I would say basketball. What about you, Coopster?
Well, if I had to pick a sport besides baseball, it'd probably be football. I played football, basketball, and baseball my whole life, like since I was 5, and I like football. Baseball was a sport I loved growing up. Like that was my favorite sport always. But football was my right after that. Like I loved football. I played my whole life and all through high school. I don't think I'd start, but I'd start low. I'm a little small, I'm a little small for football.
What are you playing though?
But
What position you playing?
I played a running back and a little receiver.
Oh shit! You see Cooper at running back. A receiver?
Yeah, I play that too.
Okay.
I'm a little short for that as well at this level.
That'd be crazy. I see you at running back.
You can play a little slot position.
A little slot?
Yeah.
I miss football though. Like I love football. That was I liked it almost as much as I like baseball.
And you're a Ducks fan.
It was fun. Huh? Yeah.
He's a big Ducks fan.
Go Ducks.
This guy.
Go.
Go Wolves.
Wolfpack.
Wolfpack, bro. Let's go Wolves, bro.
Okay, so this question would be for me and Marcus. What made you want to play? What made you want to play football growing up? For you, Cooper, it could be what made you want to play baseball.
Ooh, origin stories.
I mean, for me, again, I didn't start playing football until my freshman year of high school. You know, growing up, it was I always saw like my friends started when they're growing up. You know, some of them got banged up, got hurt. You know, my parents at first were like, "Nah, you're gonna focus on other sports." And I was a very active kid, and football didn't really come around for me. I was like, you know, maybe I want to try it one day. But it didn't really come up as when I was like 8 or 7. I was like, you know, I need to play football. I need to go hit somebody. You know, I was very active in basketball and baseball, playing travel ball for baseball and stuff like that. But it was probably 8th grade. I was like, you know, I want to go play football. And so, you know, I went to go play 1 year. Actually, I didn't play. I was going to go play 1 year of junior youth football, you know. But, you know, the weekend before football season, I was in baseball tournament, sliding into second base, broke my wrist, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get to play the 1 year of youth football with my friends and stuff. But before we went to different high schools, but you know, I started playing my freshman year. You know, I had a great coach, Coach Bunch out there. You know, he kind of like helped me through it, and you know, I had my friends there, but like you know, everybody was like, man, this coach jokes around, and he's a really friendly dude and stuff. And some people be like, man, I don't like this coach, man. He different. I'm like, you know, you can't really judge a person, honestly. You can't really, like, judge a book by its cover. But, you know, Coach Bunch really made me feel welcomed my freshman year. And after that, Coach Ed also. Shout out to Coach Ed. Coach Rapp also. But, you know, I really feel like after my freshman year, it was something that I could really, like, I loved the game of football growing up, you know. There's not a lot of sports where you can go hit somebody and get away with it. Let me tell you that. And, you know, for me, I was like, you know, let me go take this kid out and just take him out and be like, you know, it's not a penalty, so, you know, I'm chilling. And the kid might be like, man, I'm scared. You know, he might be like, oh, man, my leg hurt. And I'll never forget, me and my friend Hunter Benz, we made a tackle at the goal line to stop this dude scoring. And, you know, he like, a little banged up, and he's like, you know, my stomach hurts. I was like, bro, who you saying your stomach hurts? I'm like, boy, get up, bro. We just made that game-saving tackle.
Right.
Get up, bro. Like, you ain't gonna say your stomach hurts. Like, but, you know, football was just something that I enjoyed playing after year. And, you know, I didn't enjoy the summer practices, you know, out there in the heat, bro. I was like, nah, bro. You told me I gotta do this for 2 months before the season starts? I was like, nah, this ain't it, bro. And, like, there's many times during practice my freshman year, I was like, man, this ain't for me. I was like, nah, I'm done. But, you know, I had a great friend group where they were like, nah, you got this. And the upperclassmen really helped me. And again, Coach Bunch made me feel welcome and made me not feel like, nah, this ain't for me. Because, you know, he one of the coaches, you say, nah, it ain't for me. He going to try to give you a presentation with a PowerPoint for the next 2 hours. Say, why he did you on my team? And I was that biggest dude in high school where, why aren't you playing football?
Yeah.
And like, you know, he'll come to, I remember one time he took me out to lunch one day out of class. And he's like, bro, you playing football this year? I was like, yeah, I'm playing football. Like, why would I stop playing football? He's like, well, no, practice looked a little shady with you the other day. And I didn't. One day, like, I felt like, man, this ain't for me. And I didn't go to practice for the next 2 days. And this is where he pulls me out of lunch. He's like, bro, you good? I was like, yeah. Like, yeah. And it was like, you know, football may not be for me, you know. At first I was like, man, fuck the conditioning. No, like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, we linemen out here. I'm like, why we got to run with the running backs? Like,
no, don't say that, bro.
I'm like, what does that got to do? Like, and he's like, honestly, it's not even about like competing with the running backs. It's more like finishing. You got to finish your rep, and my parents told me, "What you start, you got to finish." And
yeah,
I wasn't just going to quit. I was thinking about quitting, but I was going to be like, "No, let me stick this out for the first year," because I could at least say I played my first year and be like, "No, this ain't for me." Versus me going to a practice and be like, "Nah, this ain't for me. I quit with that." But really, after my first year, I kind of like fell in love with the game, and this is where I'm at right now with it.
Yeah, that's your villain arc story.
That's
your villain arc.
You gotta stick with it. So,
bruh, honestly, I remember. It's funny. I remember like my shit like it was yesterday. Right, I'm watching a Patriots game. So I'm sitting here with my dad.
With Tom Brady.
With Tom Brady. We're going back. I'm talking like 2010, man. Bro, 2009. People are barely born that year now. Like, what the hell? 2009, 2010, I'm on my dad's chest. We're watching the Patriots game. Go Brady, yeah, on the Patriots. And I look at my dad. Mind you, so this is 2010. It's 2023 right now, so minus 13. That means I was like 5. Damn. It was like 5, 6 years old. And we're watching the Patriots. And I tell my dad, I want to be just like that guy on the TV. And they're showing, they had the shoulder pads on. They had like big shoulders, right? Little me's like, I want big shoulders. I want to look like that. So dad's like, oh, you want to do that, Papa? I said, yeah, I want to do that. He's like, all right, 1 second. Next day, I had a next door neighbor. It was Auntie Desiree, Richard, and their son, Nicholas. He was in the Marines. He's just finished his service. He's now out of service now, and he played football. He played for a youth football program, unlimited weight. We ain't on that Pop Warner shit. We on that unlimited weight shit. And he played for a team called Mission Valley Cougars, and I guess he played football. So my mom's like, you should go with them. Go to football practice. I'm like, why would I go to football practice? I want to go watch. They're like, oh, just go watch and play football. I said, all right. So I went with them. They played at Newark Memorial High School. That's where they had their practices at, in that big field. And there was a coach there. His name was Coach Mo. Or you ask me like, my name Maurice Ross. Maurice Ross, Senior. How you doing, Coach Mo? You know what I'm saying? That was him. And he seen my big ass. I was just sitting there. Mind you, my mom made me a brown bag lunch. So I'm sitting there with a brown bag lunch, watching this man do stretches. I'm talking like side lunges, your high knees, your butt kickers, you're stretching, you're getting your 4 lines, 5 yards apart, sit down, do your stretches. And then the coach goes, hey, come here. I'm like, okay, what's up? He's all, get in line, do these stretches. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm doing the stretches now. So I'm okay. Teaching me how to do the stretches. Next thing you know, I go through a whole goddamn practice. And mind you, I ain't never really did no extraneous shit like football. So I'm doing the stretches. They say 1 big lap. Do a big lap. That shit was like damn near a quarter mile, I swear. They're like, up, run a lap. Oh, that was the worst shit you could hear, you football, bro. Up, run a lap. I'm like, damn, bro. Hell nah. They send you on that lap, bro.
Trust me, I know that run.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, little me's like, what's going on? I thought I was watching practice. I'm at the end of the day, I get home, I'm pissed. I'm like, bruh, I thought I was watching him practice, bro. What do you mean? Now I'm on the team. Next thing you know, I'm on the team. They give me gear. I show up with gear. I'm like, bruh. And that was my first football practice, and I've been playing ever since. And the guys I played with then, one of them is Mose. He goes to Fresno State. Starting, going crazy over there. I'm trying to remember. This is a minute ago, but we all played. A lot of us played college ball. A lot of us, I haven't really seen them for a long time, but I do owe a lot of my initial success. Well, not initials. I owe a lot of my success to Coach Mo, and Coach Junior, and Coach Mo's son Buddha. He's good too. And then more recently, about going on 4 or 5 years now, I want to say it's Coach Matthias and Auntie Mary. And Coach Ortiz over at V Sports, man. They're doing their thing at V Sports, raising young student athletes and giving them the life of college and getting them ready for this hard life. Because this life ain't for everybody, bro. Being a student athlete is not for everybody. I'm going to tell you that right now, bro. We're a D2 program, but, D1 ain't, it's not that far off. They just got nicer shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still got a gym. We still got a field. We still got a track. We get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Now, we probably be doing the same stuff at OSU. So OSU just got nicer stuff. We can handle the workout. There's been many stories where D1 athletes come down to a D2 program or lower, JUCO, and they can't handle the workout. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? We're hungry. We want to go, and we're going to
That kind of amazes me, though.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? You would think a guy from OSU comes down to Western, he's like, like, what are you doing? Like, you're a D1 prospect, right? Like, fuck, are you a walk-on? Like, what happened? I don't know. But, no, I've been blessed to have those mentors in my life to get me to where I am today, be on a football scholarship. And I'm eternally grateful, but this is still just the beginning. I mean, it's my freshman year. I'm trying to go play 30 minutes down the road at OSU, or it could be an hour down the road and be a dud. So, you never know. He could be watching me. I'll be like this.
Yo.
You never know. I'm just putting it out there. You never know.
Playing in Autzen, baby.
Yeah, I'm already stirring the pot. Whoever's listening to this podcast, I'm already stirring the motherfucking pot. If you know, you know. I'm just putting that out there. But, for now, go Wolves. Go Wolves. Anyway, on to the Coopster. Go to the Coopster.
Oh, man. I first started playing baseball when I was 5 or 6, and it was just kind of a thing. My parents were like, hey, do you want to go play t-ball? And it's like all your friends at that age, everyone plays t-ball. Like that's just a thing that most kids do.
I did it.
And okay, well, that's kind of a strange.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying. They're like, you want to play t-ball? Nah, fuck that. I ain't play t-ball. How I said I was too good for t-ball. But,
oh wow!
Okay,
all right.
But, yeah, and it wasn't until, and I played Little League, like, I played every year after that. It wasn't until I was probably, when I was, 11 or 12 years old, my cousin Damon, he's, 6 years older than me, 7 years older than me, and he always played baseball, and I remember watching him when I was younger, and when he graduated high school, he went to Lynn Benton and played baseball there, and when he first went there, that was kind of like seeing him do that, because I looked up to him, and so seeing him do that was when I was like, this is like, I want to do that one day. I want to play in college one day. And after that moment, that was like my goal, was just to play college. And coming from the school I came from, like nobody had ever, we didn't have a baseball program for 40 years. And then when I was in 8th grade, we got a baseball program at the high school again. And so nobody has ever, I'm the only one that's ever gone to college to play baseball before. And even in sports, it's only happened. A couple people have gone JUCO in volleyball or basketball or football, but it's pretty it doesn't happen much. So that was kind of like another motivator for me, is just like to be one of the first people to do that. And probably my biggest supporter, since I started playing baseball, has been my dad. Like, my dad has always been, done whatever he's had to do to, get me, because, like I said, I'm from a small town, so, finding teams to play on in the summer is hard. And so, my dad's always been there to help me get to practices and get to games, no matter how far it is. My last 2 summers of high school, I drove, 2.5 hours to play on a team, just so I could be on that team and play. And, like I said earlier, I just didn't. Last year was just not. It wasn't a great start. I didn't like the way last year went. And this summer, when I first came here, I'm kind of been, trying to decide, do I want to play baseball again? Is that something I want to do? And I think last year kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, just because I really believe that I have the potential to be a good player, and I think I have the tools to do it. And I think I still have some in me, and I want to keep playing, and I don't want to just, I don't want to look back in 15 years and be like, man, I wish I would have, I should have kept playing.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said earlier, my dad has, been the, one person that's always, talking to me about baseball, and every time I talk to him, he asks me, what's your, are you going to play next year? What's your plan? How can we make sure that you're going to be ready to play? And I think that's because when my dad was in high school, he played football. He played baseball too, but football was his sport, and he had an offer to play at Fresno State, but he declined it, and then he didn't really end up going to school. And I think he regrets that, and that's why he cares so much about baseball with me. And I'm I see that, and I get why he does that, and I don't want to just give up on it. I want to do whatever I can. If I'm gonna not play anymore, I want it to be not because I decided to stop playing, but just because I gave it everything I could to play.
Mm-hmm. That's some real shit.
That is.
Okay.
Ooh, deep.
It's a great segue.
Okay. Next question.
Deep.
What has happened in college so far that you weren't expecting it to happen? You know, I'll let you guys answer it. Kind of interested what you gonna say, Marcus. You know.
What has happened that I didn't expect?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
All right.
This podcast is about keeping shit real.
Yep.
So I'm gonna keep it real. College is about new experiences. Okay. And within those experiences, you witness things that you may or may not have been accustomed to growing up, you know. Okay. Well, what I mean is that, like, you know, for those of you who may not be in college or have been to college or looking to go to college, you know, and you watch a lot of TV shows that try and depict college, you know. And within college, there's different sides of it. You got the study side, you're really trying to get your degree, and then there's the party side, you know, where there's party hardy, frats, you know,
Sigma Chi!
Sigma Chi, how's height?
Shout out to Sigma Chi.
Shout out Sigma Chi.
Even though y'all fuckers wouldn't let us in, but you know, Sigma Chi. I'll make sure I'm gonna tag y'all fuckers in this shit.
You're gonna see this podcast and be like, damn, we should have let those guys
Should have let them in, bro. Sigma. No. No, but what I mean is, like, you know, there's you witness a lot of things, and it really tests your integrity and your moral compass. You know what I'm saying? You know, growing up, you always got to be good. Your parents tell you don't do drugs, don't drink, don't smoke. You know, whatever you are supposed to do, not supposed to do. And within college, there's your parents aren't there to monitor you. With that said freedom I said earlier, students do it, and every day you're faced with that choice of, are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? You know, now whether you decide to or decide not to, that's up to you. And there's, of course, consequences with certain choices that you make. But what I didn't expect was how much of it I would see so often, and how there's so many opportunities to where I could say yes, and it would so on, so please, you know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm trying to say. You know, you're always being tested all the time. You're always being watched, especially as a student athlete. You gotta, and a college football athlete, you always have a target on your back. For sure. What you say, what you do, where you go, what you post, it's all being watched. And I'm a computer science major, and I'm learning about it. And what is true, especially about social media, is what you search, what you view, what you like, what you send, as far as what posts you send, what messages you send, what accounts you sign up for. It's all being tracked, and it's all being sold to advertisers, to other social media companies. And for those of you who wish to play college sports, these college coaches can always access that information. They can search your name, you'll pop up what you're signed up for. If you sign up your own name, your Instagram link can pop up. Images from social media sites can pop up. You know what I'm saying? And just me joining college, there's already articles about me and Justin. There's our bios, our headshots are on there. So we're not hiding. Anyone has access to this knowledge. And anything that you do, they know about. You can't hide. You can't. If you think you're living a secret life and you're hiding secrets, they will be found out. Any skeletons in your closet, you will be found out. We've already had drama. The pot's being stirred. The pot's been stirred. You know? So it's like, I guess what I didn't expect in college is how real it can get. You know what I'm saying? This real life. You got a problem, ain't no hiding. You're in college. People will either scrap or they going to confront you. Or are you going to be a man and confront them? Or are you going to talk it out? You know what I'm saying? It's a reality check. I didn't expect the reality check. I guess. Yeah. In a nutshell. But I gave you a broad horizon, you know. Broaden the horizons. Coopster. What you got, Coopster? Hit him with the Coopster.
I mean, I agree with what he said. Like, there's a lot of, especially coming from a Justin, would probably get it too, coming from like a smaller area. It's like you do see a lot of things that you probably you didn't see in high school, and a lot of, like Marcus said, your parents aren't there to tell you to not do this or not do that. And it's not like, when you're at home, you're like, hey, can I go out to this party? Like, you have to decide that on your own in college. Yeah. And it's okay, to experience things, and like that's a good thing, but you have to be able to draw the line and say like, when is okay to do it and when's not okay to do it, and know what to say yes to, what to say no to. You have to be careful, because you can't let that side of your life become more important, or become more of your life than the other side. And so you just have to learn how to kind of manage the two things, I guess. Like you have to make sure your studies are done and you're getting all that done, and you're not going to get behind on that by, going out to a party or something like that, hanging out with friends. Like you got to get your academic stuff done first, and that always has to come first. And so it's good. Like it's good to get experiences, but you have to be able to draw the line and know when to stop if you're going to like be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, I look, I have to agree with both of y'all, what y'all said, because, like, again, like, where I came from, what high school I went to, there's 150 kids, 9th through, and a little bit more, probably 200 though, but, 9th through 12th grade, and everybody knows each other. There's freshmen hanging out with seniors, but if you go to a bigger high school, where, like, Marcus came from, like, I don't know about you, but, you probably won't have a freshman hanging around with a senior or a sophomore hanging around with a junior, but, especially with, like, the drugs and stuff, my high school, we didn't really have, like, a drug issue or an alcohol issue. But, when you come to, especially up here, the weekends get a little crazy, I should say, but not get into that. But, like, you obviously have to, like, again, like, even on the weekends, you gotta manage your time. And, like, because it's easy to go to a party on the weekend and come back on a Monday and be like, nah, I don't want to do anything. I'm too tired, man. I just can't do it. And then you're behind on Monday's work. And then Tuesday comes. And you may not have a class, but you still have to get caught up on Monday's work, or a new assignment might come out on Tuesday for a different class. And, it's just easy to get behind. But, like, when I came here, it got real really quick. It got real when I came out for fall camp, my dad, when I was here with my dad, I was talking to the coaches before, and they're like, yeah, man, it's about to get real. And I was like, in high school, I did conditioning and stuff, over the summer, I should have done more conditioning. When coaches said, man, you got to run. To the future players, you watch this, when coaches say you got to run, bro, I'll be honest, you got to start running now.
Bro, we got running tomorrow morning at 8, bro.
You got to start running in January if you're going to come in August, because, I was running, but, like, sometimes, like, I should have done more. And now looking back at it, I obviously should have, because I'm not in the shape that I need to be. But it got real with me the first week, and I was like, man, I don't know about this life, But I look back at it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna quit on this, because I enjoy doing this, and this is my passion. But it's just with many different things. It's just like it's different than high school. You don't got mommy and daddy there. Like,
no,
this is you, and your parents help you all the way till you're 18. Yeah. They help you grow all the way till you're 18. And they're going to let you go when you're 18, because legally you're an adult now. Yeah. You got your own issues, but, like, start at college, bro. You go to college out of state or in-state. If it's 30 minutes away from home or an hour away from home, they're still not with you, holding your hand. Some parents might be, but, it's just, like, they're not going to, like, they're going to be there for you, and they're going to care about you and stuff. Mm-hmm. But, again, it's like, they're not going to be with you every single day and be like, yo, this is what you need to do. Like Cooper said earlier, my mom doesn't, like, she doesn't knock on the door and say, it's time to get up at 6 in the morning. Nope. I got set alarms to get up at 6 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning in the fall, because I had to go get tape up early, or to go get some training in earlier. But it's just, when I came to college, it became more real than I thought it would. Because, on TV, they make it seem one thing, parties going to be, I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, I can get used to that. But, like, when you when I came here, it's just, like, it got real fast. And it's just something that I was really expecting.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Coopster?
I would agree. It's a lot different it's a lot different than your teachers in high school talk about, or that you see in the movies. It's not what you think. It's like, you probably think, because you kind of hear, like, your classes are all spread out. Like, you're gonna have all this free time, and like you see in the movies, like the parties and stuff. But like, you're gonna be so busy during the week that like you're not gonna have time to do anything else really. Like, you have to devote so much time outside of class to your classes. Like, that's the biggest difference high school and college, is that high school you don't have to put as much time in when you're not in class as you do in class. But here you have to put in more time outside of your classes than you're spending sitting in that class.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
Okay, next question would be, what would you tell a high schooler about college? You know, for me, I had people, luckily I made friends with people that graduated before me. You know, I kind of asked, you know, how was the college life? How was it? You know, they could tell you that, man, it's hard, man. You really got to prepare yourself. Now, me sitting through my first semester, it's what, like, your teachers are saying, like, professors aren't going to know you by your first day or whatever. That kind of depends, like, where you go and stuff like that. But, you know, you just gotta tell yourself, college is a grind, and with some high schoolers, you know, you can get away with not doing an assignment. You know, your grade doesn't drop, and your teacher would be like, "Oh, what's the issue? I'll give you this long to do it." As soon as that assignment comes up missing,
don't give a fuck.
Some teachers be like, "Nope, 0. Hit that shit and turn that in." They be like, "Nah, you can't turn that in."
Yeah.
Some teachers be like, "Yo, I'll let you get 50%. 50% is still better than 0, but technically you're still failing the homework assignment.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you pick and choose if you want to take that 0 or 50, but you know, I'll take that 50 any day. But you know, don't even put yourself in a position where you take that basic assignment in the first place.
Right, bruh.
But honestly, if I tell a high schooler about college, it's really about putting your head in like a right mindset. You know, get a good group of friends that support you, and honestly, you just have to time management, man. That got to be your best friend, because I know for some people that is not their best friend. You know, they procrastinate about everything, and honestly, you can't really do that in college. You know, you do it in high school, especially senior year.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really want to do anything, but you know, college now it's something that you really have to. It's for people. But it's not for everybody. Like, some people find it, like, they like it. Some people be like, nah, it's not for me. And honestly, it's a grind.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, we've seen it all already in this hall. I mean, we've had dropouts both for sports and for students. Like, within the first term. I'm talking like the first 5 weeks. They didn't even make it to midterms. Like, they come in, move in, like, you know, they move in. Their parents are so excited. They move them in, got all their stuff, got their dorm all pretty, just for them to leave 5 weeks later, you know, because they can't handle it. Like, they probably had bad habits in high school, or they practiced bad, you know, studies, techniques, strategies, whatever the case may be. When he says the grind is a grind, when college is a grind, it's because it is. I mean, I'm going to college I'm blessed to be here on a scholarship, which is why I play football. But at the same time, it's like, for there's students out there who pay full tuition to come here, which is lots of freaking money. And when you pay that money, you have to fulfill the obligation of putting in that work, and it's not for everybody. Let alone being a college student, waking up early, getting all of your homework done within firm deadlines, right? Like, there's no extensions. Sometimes if you get lucky, you got to pray to the Lord to get an extension. And if you do, you ain't going to get full credit. If you do, good for you, right? And then you want to throw athletics on top of it, you know, then that's when you have no choice. You can't procrastinate. You can't waste your time. And you have your coaches on your butt. Like, our position coach, we have these academic folders we got to fill out so they know what our grades are every week, you know. And it's when we signed that NLI to come here and play, it's part of that contract we signed with ourselves, with our families, and with the coaches. We have to uphold a good academic standing, and with all these obligations you're going to have to fill out, you know, it's part of being a college student. It's part of being an adult, because then we're already struggling as it is financially. You know, I'm blessed to have help with my family every month from time to time, and I'm super grateful. It's also kind of degrading because There's stuff I want to do, and there's times where I get carried away and spend too much when that money should have went towards food or should have went towards groceries.
Final
you know,
week, bro.
and then finals week. Oh my god! I had ramen and Tabasco sauce. That was my dinner. I had ramen and Tabasco sauce for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, bruh. Because our meal plan was gone. Finals week was rough. I had a 7-page paper to write. Like, what? That was my final. 7 pages of paper, and then we had 100-question tests. And I was blessed to have them online. They're open book. Thank the Lord, But it's like... If you're gonna go to college, make sure you are mentally prepared, because this is not an easy road, and I'm doing this because when I graduate and get that job that pays me 6 figs, I'm gonna look back and say thank you. Like I'm trying to be on top of a hill, bro. Like I'm trying to have a circle driveway with a fountain in the middle. I want a big fat crib, want nice cars, nice house. My own gaming setup, because I'm going to be on Twitch a lot more. All my own studio, bigger than Tyler Perry Studios for Big Chubbs Productions, you know what I'm saying? But it all starts here. And like this podcast, you see a laptop and 1 mic and a camera that I bought when I had a job. And next thing you know, we might be in a studio. We all start somewhere.
Honestly.
So, grind, man. What about you, Brody?
If I had to say something to a high schooler... I mean, I don't want to say that you should be selfish when you get to college, but you kind of need to be selfish in a way, because you have to remember that, like, you're here, like, you're gonna make some, like, your best friends for the rest of your life when you're in college. Like, you're gonna meet people you'll know for the rest of your life, but you have to remember that you're here for you. Like, you're here because you have a goal that you want to accomplish one day.
Yeah.
And the decisions that you make while you're here, you have to make whatever the decision is that's best for you at that time. Like, no matter what, no matter what that involves. Like, if it's going to be the best for you and it's going to benefit you, then, like, you have to make that decision, because that's, like, that's why we're here. That's why we're all here, is because we all have our own goals. And, like, it's easy to get wrapped up in other stuff, but you just have to, like, you have to make decisions that are going to be best for you and better you and are going to help you get to the future that you want to have one day. And so, it's okay to, like, have friends, and, like, you shouldn't be a selfish person, but you sometimes, like, some people might consider your choices selfish, but, like, that you have to be that way, because if you want to make, like, the life that you want for yourself, then you just have to make whatever the choice is, because it's your life. Like,
bro.
We've been talking about, no one's here telling you what to do. You have to know what your goals are, and you have to be willing to do what you need to do to get them done.
Yeah, man, your circle gets small too, bro.
Yeah.
People who you think are your friends and they ain't really your friend, bro. People in your life for a season or for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets rough, bro. But it's fun at the same time. We can have fun.
Yep.
But when it's time to work, you gotta work.
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. You want to be honest? We went out last night. No, we went out. And then we had to wake up and do homework today. You know what I'm saying? There's people who still haven't done their homework, and their shit was due at 5 o'clock. And here we are at 8 trying to do it.
We still have homework. I still have homework.
He still has homework to do.
We're not talking about that.
We don't gotta talk about it.
It's due at midnight. We got time.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, how many more questions we got?
We got 2 more.
2 more? Okay. All right.
What is your favorite thing about Western so far?
This should be a quick one. Okay. Favorite thing? Given the small campus, I'm gonna be honest. Campus is small. Western's small. Can't do nothing about it. I mean, granted, I would love to be at Oregon or OSU or Fresno State, San Jose State. But honestly, what makes Oregon so special is the people. The people. And also not only the people, but the relationships I have with those people. I mean, for Western, some people have told me I'm like the big dog on campus, but that's not really the truth. It's because everyone knows me. Like, I go in the dining hall, and every worker in the dining hall at Valsette's knows who I am. He'd be like, shit! Mark is in the building. I look to my right, I see Seb CJ. If you're a Western student, I go, I get the pizza, I say, what's up to CJ, you know what I'm saying?
Chantel!
Then you got Chantel! Bro, shit! You got Miss Chantel working the register. You also got Mackenzie. You got Kira all up in there. Oh my God! Don't get us started on Mama Pam. Oh my gosh, she up there whisking it up, man, making them cookies, making them goddamn double chocolate chip, double decker cookies. You got the brownies, you got the cheesecake, you got the pound cake, you got what else am I missing? Cupcakes. Yep. No, I'm saying she be the essence of Pam. The essence of Pam. And speaking of essence of Pam, Pam in general, I'm gonna put a link in the description. She's we're doing something special for Pam. We're actually having a GoFundMe for Mama Pam to get her a new car. So I'm gonna put the link in the description for the GoFundMe.
Don't tell her.
Don't tell her. Please don't.
Secret.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in the description as well. I've already donated money myself. We're gonna get her a new car. I want Mama Pam to buy a fucking Benz. I want her to pull up in a Mercedes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She's driving a beater. I want her like a 2022 Mercedes Benz, a fucking G-Wagon. Have her pull up and get out of the car all happy and make me some brownies or something. You know, just get all happy. Support Mama Pam, and that's just Val sets. You know, side tangent. But it's the relationships you share with people. Like Cooper said earlier, you can meet some of your best friends in college. Like I know my parents, when we go to our family friend's house, like they're so close, we'll call them auntie or uncle growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't really family, but they family, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the relationships I have with fellow students here is something that keeps you going, it keeps you happy, it keeps you moving. And it's what makes college what it is. I mean, I've had friends all over campus. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, made friends. I've lost friends already, sadly. But it is what it is. It's part of growing up. Not everything goes your way. But I do cherish those who are with me and are along for the ride, man. That's what I love. Getting real deep. We don't got to have that conversation yet. Save that for another episode.
Yep.
For me, I would say that, you know, come from a small high school, you know, one thing I was probably like not scared of, but I'm worried about going to a big college. You know, not really, because I knew everybody in my high school, but like going to a college where like you don't really know people. Like some people have friends, like at least one or two friends go to the same colleges that be roommates and stuff. But you know, going to Oregon, you know, I was the only one, at least traveling up this way, and I didn't really have anybody. So like you know, making new friends. You know, making friends isn't hard for me, but. You know, I really like the community here at Western. It makes you feel safe, you know. That was one of the reasons why I came up here. Even to like when Coach Slowly was telling me that the community up here is really something. And, you know, being my first fall term here, I really see what he meant by that the community, you know, really helps a lot. You know, you can go to the market if you don't have enough, you know, especially if you know the owner, and if he knows you're struggling, you know, he'll help you out the one time. And, you know, just people like that, you know, you really do appreciate that there's people out there that are like that. So, you know, I appreciate Western, Monmouth, Independence. You know, I appreciate those people that really do care about the students here and stuff.
Little stuff. Shout out to Sim. Shout out to Sim.
I'd say my favorite thing about Western, kind of similar to what Justin said, I came from a small school, so like coming to especially a university was like kind of like a scary thing because you're like in high school you know everybody knows you, like, and everyone's pretty close, and so like coming to a place where there's so many students and you don't know so many people, it's kind of scary as like, you know, like making friends and meeting people. But Western, that's why I really like Western, is because it's a university but you still have kind of the small school feel, and you see people, like Marcus said, he sees and he knows everyone. Like, you see people that you know that you're friends with every single day around campus because it's small enough, yet it's big enough to where, like, you're still meeting people, like, that you've never seen before, never met before, every single day. And, like, you're always seeing new faces. And it's really cool how you can see all these new people, but at the same time, every day, you'll see people that you know and people that you hang out with. And I like the campus is pretty small, which is nice. Everything's, you know, pretty close. You don't have to walk too far to get to your classes or go to the gym or whatever you want to do. It's not, you know, it's just a couple minutes of a walk. So I like that. I like the smaller feel of it.
Compared to like OSU too, don't they have like a 35,000
Yeah.
student
Well, and the campus is pretty big too.
Yeah, the campus is like the size of Monmouth. Like, that's the campus.
Yeah.
And they have 35. I was told it's around the 30,000 range. They have like 30,000 students walking around on that campus, whereas we are 10% of that. We have 3,000.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, just enough. There's still people I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people. It works out both ways.
To end off this podcast, it's a little something, a little different.
Oh.
So, as we all know, Eagles versus Kansas City Chiefs.
Shit.
Play next weekend.
Oh.
I kind of want to know. I kind of know who I got. I kind of want to know what you guys feel, and you guys comment down who you guys got for next weekend. But who do you guys got for the Super Bowl winning it all?
Go ahead, football guy.
I gotta say, I think I see the Eagles winning. I'd like to see the Eagles win too, honestly, rather than the Chiefs. Not that I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not a Chiefs fan, so
yeah,
I don't have a bias, but I think I'd like to see the Eagles win. I think I don't know. I think they have a better chance. I think that they've just had the season that they've had. I think that it's even in the playoffs, it's every game they've played has been a no doubt they're gonna win this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the Chiefs were like that too, I guess, but I think they struggle a little bit in the playoffs more than the Eagles did. I don't know. The Eagles have just had a crazy year this year.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see the Eagles win.
Yeah, I'm a Raiders fan, so fuck y'all. I'm a Raiders fan, fuck y'all.
So what happened with Derek Carr?
Hey, we don't talk about that, okay? And then also Bang Bang Niner Gang,
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
No, but so I have no bias, but I would love to see the Eagles win too, considering KC already won one. And when was the last time the Eagles won a Super Bowl?
6 years ago.
6 years ago,
something like that.
It's been a minute,
Yeah.
Given that, I just want the underdogs to win. I just want Eagles to win. That's what I think. That's it. I'm real simple.
For me, watching both the teams this year, I'm not a fan of either one of them. I'm a Ravens fan. I hate to say it, but
I'm sorry. You can say it louder for the microphone.
I'm a Ravens fan.
Oh, okay.
I can say at least my team made the playoffs this year.
Oh, fuck you. Whatever.
But honestly, I see the Eagles winning it this year. The season that they had. Not gonna go down in it, but I see them kind of destroying the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Eagles. So we're Team Eagles over here.
Yeah.
We are the Team Eagles over here.
Team Eagles.
So, if y'all disagree, y'all could say what y'all want.
Say what you want, bro. In the comment section. You know what I'm saying?
But, I got the Eagles. And, off that conversation, to end the note, I appreciate having both of y'all to talk about on this podcast with.
Yeah, man.
New project I wanted to do for a minute. And I appreciate having this conversation to talk with you guys.
Yeah.
And this was only surface level. Just wait till we get into some deep stuff.
Honestly.
Oh, bro. Oh, there's so many times where we could have just ranted, bro. But, we can't.
We can't name drop.
We can't name drop.
We'll make up fake names.
We'll make up fake names. Well, shit. We don't have to do all that, man. We're here to talk about life. We're here to talk about struggles. Yeah. We're here to talk about ups, and we're talking about downs, man. And we want this to be a safe space every Sunday. So right after church, go ahead, do what you got to do. You can tune in. We don't know we don't have a designated time.
Not yet. That's something that I'm still working on. I hope that we could do afternoons if we're not too busy.
Afternoons, yeah. See, but it's gonna be Sundays. Yeah. Every Sunday. That's our off day,
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do it every Sunday. But I would love for you guys to tune in, share with your mama, share with everybody, your classmates.
Spread the word.
This is gonna be a recurring thing. And we have no direction to go but up.
Yeah,
that's right.
So yeah, man. Thank you for tuning in. Any last words? Anything? Are we gonna have a logo? We gotta come up with what's our podcast? What was this episode's name?
I don't know. Probably introductions.
So just something bland.
Probably something basic.
Introductions in college life.
In college life, we don't even have a logo. We don't have anything yet.
We don't have a name.
We don't have a name.
To be determined.
Yeah, TBD, but
TBD.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to put this on Spotify too. This is gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna edit it. We'll make it cool, but something different. Nice. Just all I gotta say is tune in next Sunday. Actually, should we tell them what the theme is for next Sunday? Do we have like an idea? What kind of theme should we make it?
If you have an idea, let me know.
I mean, shit, I already got like 30. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can name a few right now.
I mean, shit, we could, this podcast, you're gonna talk about some real shit. Like, honestly, if you want to hit it hard, we could have a love discussion, a love life discussion. You want to talk about that? We'll have a love life discussion. We'll invite all the boys in the room. We have like a 6-guest special talk about love life and how that has affected you. And share your stories. Oh, boy. And then we can talk about mental health, man. Throw that in there.
That's a big one.
Shoot. Let's see. What else? Well, those are like the big two. Love life is like a really booming one, huh? We should
that is
like just having events. We can't name drop.
That is wham bam kabam.
Bam bam shawam up in that
shawam,
motherfucker. I think that's the topic for next Sunday.
I think that might be.
We're gonna have to make some phone calls and get a couple boys.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
That sounds like the topic right there. Love life. You don't gotta say who, but what has who done for you, and what did they do to you?
Ooh.
How'd that make you feel? Oh no!
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one. So all I'm saying is tune in next Sunday. Okay, just do it. You're not gonna regret it. That is gonna be some shit.
For real.
Oh boy. Anyway, all right then, y'all. We'll catch y'all later. See you next Sunday. Deuces, motherfucker.
Sigma Chi?
Sigma Chi?